I just want to give a shout out to my colleague, Dr. Anaid Yerena. She's actually stuck in the Northeast right now because of the snowstorm. So I'm going to be winging her part. So hopefully technology works on this. So my name is DJ Crisostomo, and I work here at UW Tacoma primarily with the Math Science Leadership Program, which is a STEM program here on campus, as well as Pathways to Promise. And that is our partnership with 9 different school districts, specifically at the junior high and middle school level. Depending on your point of view, middle school and junior high students either freak you out, or that sounds like a lot of fun. I would rather do 1,000 students than doing this. But to be honest with you though, I was heavily steeped in this kind of work before I even got here. I actually was heavily involved at a local high school as well as 2 middle schools before I arrived for several years, working primarily with first gen and low-income students through TRIO programs. One particular student that I made sure I was very intentional when I was working with her started in middle school. This student behind me is actually a graduate from here. Saw her through middle school, saw her through high school, saw her through here, and we still keep in touch to this day. Che is actually doing youth work to this day. She says that I honestly am more like family than just a mentor. Prospective student dreams, designing rich experiences around majors. I get the privilege, myself and Amanda, my boss, work with faculty to create the curriculum. We train up student staff here, and ultimately we want to give great experiences. We want to provide for our youth visitors that come here, all the kids that run around campus, near-peer role models, as well as exposure to both college and careers. These folks right here are our Access ambassadors. I call them the dream team though. 5 students, absolutely amazing. Each one of them have their own unique story, and they all have their own unique way that they approach education and how they got here. Every time that they start their workshops, whenever the kids arrive, they focus primarily on the section of why college. We have a ton of resources, admissions, they're the experts on our campus for how to get to college. People focus on what kind of college, but even at the middle school and junior high level, focusing on the why should you even go? Each one of the Access ambassadors also share their significant story in a snippet of time. Like, no, man, I was struggling when I was doing this. It wasn't easy, but I'm here, and this is what I've decided to do with my life. The other part is that they actually talk about what the heck a major is. For a junior high and middle school student, that sometimes doesn't necessarily ring to like, I've heard of it. They provide clarity for what a major is and how that connects to college and career. The other part that I think is really unique about the Access ambassadors is they talk about the myriad of different majors that exist here on our campus. They talk about current students that are pursuing certain majors. They also talk about recent alum that are pursuing stuff that connect their majors to careers. Here are just a couple examples: environmental science as well as urban studies. So when students come here, they're getting ideas about acids and bases and how that connects. They're also doing neighborhood designs, and that they can't make decisions on their own with urban studies. And it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Since we've started this in early September, we've already seen over 500 students. I still keep in very close contact with a lot of direct service providers, and a lot of them are just like, DJ, we've never seen anything like this before. Here is just a slide. Students that are coming here, and some of these students have been here multiple times already. They're already excited about college, but because of their experience, they're more excited. They even have a deeper understanding of what the heck this thing called majors is and how it connects to careers. And one of the things that is beautiful for me, I don't want to try and create little minions of myself. I want our college students to actually inspire other people. Brian graduated in 2015, one of the Access ambassadors. He's graduating this year. He did that in 3 years. And the fact that that by itself was a light bulb, it's really cool. The other thing is that the Access ambassadors, our current students, partake in the design process. They work with Amanda, they work with myself, they work with our faculty. They actually get to put the kids together. They get the nitty-gritty because they're actually the ones that are working with the kids. Dr. Yerena mentioned, and these are her words, not mine, that working with me, working with Amanda and the Access ambassadors is a blast because it is a genuine collaboration. It is an iterative process, and more importantly, it is a non-heavy lift, which is going to be on the next slide. But the big thing is that about 5 times is how many times you actually have to meet as a faculty member, which is huge for you because the majority of the faculty that do stuff on campus, you're already busy. More importantly, Amanda and myself, the Access ambassadors, we have a team of people. We actually put these kits together. Even though you're providing one specific example as faculty, we do all the heavy lifting for you. So my call to you as far as next steps, if you know faculty that already want to do this work or are currently doing it, please reach out to me. We have one more quarter where we're doing another kit this year. We have funding for another year. And our hope, Amanda and I's hope, is that this is something that is sustained. Now, I gotta give a shout out. I feel like I'm at the Grammys right now. Thanks for the money. And also, thank you to our team, academic and the student affairs side of things. This cannot be possible without a genuine collaboration. And the last thing that I want to share is that I love this photo, because one, this is where you're supposed to take your students if you actually get them on campus. And this is also where they get picked up, because this is where campus safety says is the best place. And two, this is what people think of when they think of UW-T. They think of it as inclusive and inviting, and they want to keep coming back. Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit, awesome work by the way, can you talk a little bit about how you decided to start with the 2 majors that you chose?
Yeah, so Lauren Wugalter was the person from environmental science. It was primarily a connection that we had done before over the summertime working with Amanda, because Lauren already has pre-made kits that is already age appropriate, and then Amanda and I took it and tweaked it. So Ann Bartlett is one person from IES, and then for urban studies, Dr. Moderis was the next person. And we just like, can we get somebody from urban studies? Because they are trying to recruit specifically students for their program. And I know that something with digital storytelling is gonna be the next thing, I believe. But yes, I don't know if I'm answering that well. I practiced the speech, that's all I focused on. Thank you. Yes.
I just wanted to ask, who made the logo on your first slide? If I were 16, I would want to come here just to make logos like that.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I don't know if this works, but just so that I understand, so you started with 2 majors, environmental science and urban studies, and do you provide co-curricular materials for the students as they're in the major, or do you provide sort of pre-major counseling about the major and sort of like samples and highlights of what it could be like? How would you say what you do?
It's funny, and I'm thinking specifically of Dr. Yerena, because the activity that the students do for urban studies is actually a graduate level activity that Amanda and I took and whittled down to 20 minutes. That's a graduate level activity that takes a year. So if an urban studies student was to walk by and be like, we don't play with Legos, what are you talking about? But as far as problem solving, as far as the fact that you can't make decisions on your own, are really tenets of what we understand urban studies to be. So regarding the pre-counseling, pre-advising, some of that happens informally with Access Ambassadors as the students get to ask questions of what college life is like. But I can't say explicitly that that's what happens. They're only here for like 50 minutes with us, and then we pack up the kits, and then they're on their way for a campus tour. Yes.